to Good Morning Chennai. I'm Soumya Mani.
And me, Bhanu Shekhar. Well, on any given day, it's different news stories making headlines throughout the world. But today, it's a bit different. Same story, just a single event making headlines throughout the world. So, Soumya, what do you think? What can this event be?
I think you're talking about the solar eclipse.
Yeah, exactly. So, today's total solar eclipse is making news headlines throughout the world. So, but then don't you think what this solar eclipse is? What's so different about this particular solar eclipse?
Yeah, exactly. Can you just tell our viewers? I think we studied in school about the solar eclipse. I, for one, can't remember properly about the solar eclipse. Can you tell, for the benefit of the viewers and me, what this solar eclipse, how it exactly happened?
Yeah, exactly. I would like to share with our viewers that so solar eclipse is nothing but a natural phenomena when the moon comes between earth and the sun, and the shadow of moon falls on the earth, and that particular area of earth is not able to see the sun. So this particular phenomena is not new. This occurs every year, and that too twice a year. But then it's just once in a year that this particular solar eclipse is like in fully visible throughout the world. But sadly, in India, just now I went outside. It's 6:30, but then still the Chennai. Right now I'm in Chennai, so in Chennai this is partially visible. And as we know that the northeastern part of the country, the states of Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and Mizoram. So there we can see this solar eclipse quite visible. But then as we move toward the western part of the country, the visibility fades out, and the western part of the country is totally unable to see the solar eclipse. Okay. So Soumya, today I guess we have many events, more significant events to follow.
Yes. So today is a great day for music. Today is Zakir Hussain's birthday. Zakir Hussain is, of course, the very famous tabla player. He is a child prodigy. His father, Allah Rakha, he was also a musician. And Zakir Hussain started playing the pakwad since the age of 3, and he started performing since the age of 11. Let's start this morning by listening to one of Zakir Hussain's clips.
Truly amazing, mesmerizing. To begin a day with such a wonderful classical music is awesome.
Exactly.
And I must tell you that this Mr. Zakir Hussain has also brought laurels to a country. He has won Grammy Awards for India.
Yes.
So moving ahead, we must not forget that this particular day, 9th of March, this Women's Reservation Bill was passed by the Rajya Sabha in 2010. But then we also know that since then the Lok Sabha hasn't been able to pass this particular bill. So yesterday we celebrated International Women's Day. So today, in this particular reference, this is quite this important, significant day. So
exactly. And let's take a look at how Chennai is looking this morning. So the Adyar bus depot, it has buses operating both inter and intra-city. The Metropolitan Transport Corporation Limited was established in 1972.
Well, generally we see the means of transport early in the morning, and then as usual it's like general way to start the day in any of the part of the country. So we also see that it's like that we are unable to see the
I think there's some problem with the now it started working again.
We see the buses have started plying on the roads, and it looks a bit deserted because quite a few people are there, and the newspapers are being circulated.
The depot begins work at 4:30 a.m. and it works till 11 p.m.
We can see a few people like the early risers, they are already out on the road, and auto walas, etc. They are also even the petrol pumps which are supposed to be there, the busy hubs, they are also deserted right now.
Yeah. Okay, it's 6:35 on the clock. Time for some news.
Good morning and welcome to ACJ News. You're with me, Krishna Nair. Here are the top headlines for the hour. Police confirm that Operation Hillstorm 3 will continue in Garo Hills in Meghalaya for 3 months. Modi government decides to roll back the pension tax plan after backlash from the public. Nike, Porsche and now Tag Heuer have suspended ties with Maria Sharapova after her failed drug test. Now on to national news. Meghalaya police have added 12 more companies of Central Armed Police Forces for the mission against militants at Garo Hills. PGHP Raju, who is the spokesman of police, said that the combat operation will be called Hillstorm 3 and it will go on for 3 more months. Apart from the 12 more companies, police has also sought 6 units of Cobra to supplement the local police. Operation Hillstorm was started in Operation Hillstorm was started on 24 February in Garo Hills. Since then, a lot of security has been dispatched to seal escape routes and intensify combat operations in villages, interiors of the jungle. Arun Jaitley told the opposition they should rise above disruptive politics. He also sought cooperation from them. Jaitley countered all the attacks made by Rahul Gandhi on the ruling government which relate to the JNU Rao, intolerance, foreign policy and inflation. He made it clear that their party has nothing against a particular student. Jaitley said that the only thing they cannot uphold is the issue of free speech to advocate breakup of the country. Arup Raha, who is the country's Air Force chief, said that 3 female pilots will complete their training and be inducted in force from 28 June. Last month, President Pranab Mukherjee announced that women in India will be allowed in combat roles in the armed forces. Over to the international front, Iran has launched new ballistic missiles from silos as part of military exercise. The Revolutionary Guards, which is the military organization of Iran, has said that the tests show Iran's deterrent power, but the US has said that they will raise this issue in the United Nations Security Council. US had imposed sanctions on any nuclear tests which Iran would carry. They did this after the first round of tests carried by Iran because, according to US officials, those tests had violated Security Council resolutions. The United Nations has expressed concerns over the EU-Turkey plan. Under this plan, all migrants arriving in Greece from Turkey would be returned, and for each Syrian returned, a Syrian in Turkey would be resettled in the EU. The UN Refugee Agency is aid that such a collective expulsion of migrants goes against European law, and Amnesty International has said that this kind of plan is a death blow to the right to seek asylum. This plan will be discussed in Brussels after the European Union meeting that will take place on March 17 and 18. Shahbaz Taseer, who is the son of murdered Pakistani governor, was kidnapped in 2011. He is now been found alive by the Counterterrorism Department of Balochistan. This news has come just weeks after Taseer's father's assassins were hanged. The Counterterrorism Department confirmed that they found Shahbaz Taseer in compound near north of Quetta. He was picked up by gunmen months after his father was killed for opposing blasphemy laws in Pakistan. Certain reports suggest that Pakistani Taliban may have claimed a ransom for Shahbaz Taseer and are suspected to be a part of the kidnapping. Salman Taseer, who was his father and an erstwhile governor of Balochistan province, was assassinated in 2011. Yusuf Raza Gilani, who is the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, has said that it is a big day for Salman's family. Let's take a look at local news in Chennai now. Pen Nalam Hospital, which is the only hospital run by women, this hospital organized a free cancer checkup camp at the Express Avenue Mall in Mylapore. Our correspondent Mohan Badoria brings us more on this.
Pen Nam Hospital organized a camp for free cancer checkup for women at Express Avenue Mall in Mylapore. The camp was organized on the occasion of International Women's Day. India is one of the leading nations in cases of cancer. Breast cancer and the cervical cancers are the two most common in them among women.
Monthly 10 to 15 calves we organize in outside. The other people come to our center in Mandalay.
And do you go to other cities also?
Yeah, we go to last month we went to Nagarkoil, Kodaikanal, and Tanjavur. Wherever they call us, we go.
Pain-Nam is the first hospital which is established by women and for the women. A complete clinic furnished with latest machines set up in a bus is their specialty. This enables them to provide doorstep screening to the patients.
I wish everyone to come here and you can widely use this and you can send to your friends, mom, family, you can inform to everyone. Actually, they are conducting for 2 days is free, so I think it's very useful.
One out of 22 women in India is prone to cancer. Most of the cases belong to cervical cancer and breast cancer. Hospitals like Pain Nalam Hospital are working remarkably to spread awareness among the common public. With camera person Kamya Kandhari, this is Mohan Singh for ACT News.
We have another story from Mylapore. The beautification and pavement enlargement plans of the Chennai Corporation has upset the people of Mara streets. Nidipun Mia tries to find out why.
The Kapalishwar temple in Mylapore is surrounded by a buzzing market life. However, the sudden pavement widening work by the corporation has upset temple authorities, shopkeepers as well as devotees.
Business problem. ரெண்டாவது இங்கெல்லாம் கடை போட்டுறாங்க. கடை போட்டால் எங்களுக்கு ப்ராப்ளம். பிஸ்னஸ் பண்ண முடியல.
The work began a fortnight ago. Pavements which were supposed to be modern, disabled friendly and hawker free have created a mess in the market area.
திடீர்னு ஒரு காரில் வராங்க, அவங்க நின்ட்டாங்க, அடுத்த வண்டி போகணுன்னா பெரிய பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் பெருசாக போட்டால் போக முடியாது. அடுத்த வண்டி நின்றுடும். ஆனால் அதனால தான் இப்போ நோண்டி போட்டதில் எவ்வளோ கஷ்டம்னா டிராஃபிக் தான் அதிகமாகும்.
The famous Panguni Chariot Festival may be hampered due to the laying of the wide pavements.
தேர் வந்ததுன்னா பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் சின்னதாக தேர் வரும். ஏன்னா ஜனம் அதிகமாக வரும். அன்றைக்கும் அந்த 63 ஜனம் அதிகமாக வரும். அதனால் என்ன மேலே ஜனங்க ஒன்றோட ஒன்று அடிபட்டு ஆள் ரொம்ப சேதாரமாகிடும்.
The temple authorities as well as the corporation authorities were unable to comment on the issue.
The issue regarding the size of pavements near Kapalishwar temple in Mylapore is yet to be solved. With camera person Sukriti Dwivedi, this is Nidhi Punna reporting for ACJ News.
And that's all we have in this edition. We'll catch up from an hour from now for more. But before we close, let's take a look at the headlines for the hour. Police confirmed that Operation Hillstorm will continue in Garo Hills in Meghalaya for 3 months. Modi government decides to roll back the pension tax plan after backlash from the public. Nike, Porsche and now Tag Heuer have suspended ties with Maria Sharapova after her failed drug test. That's all we have from this edition. Stay tuned for more.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at what's there in the newspapers.
Well, exactly, Soumya. Let's have a look at how the trending stories this particular week are, like covered by different media houses and different platforms. Well, to start with, I am holding this Times of India. This front page carries the story of Maria Sharapova, who has been held for this suspended for failing dope test at 2016 Australian Open. Well, this particular article covers the entire story. How come this banned substance is responsible for the upgraded performance of the players, and what gonna be the next step taken towards the players whosoever is using this particular drug, and how come this entire event is going to take a financial hit. I would like to highlight this particular thing. This world's highest earning sports person, and how she is gonna be hit by this event, and how the different brands like Nike, Porsche, and Tag Heuer, they have suspended their deals with her. And the career highlights also, the very front page is carrying this entire story. So Soumya, how is this story covered by the one which you are having?
Bhanu, in this Indian Express also, the first page, there's a top headline on this, and in this again they've given a headline as "Glam Girl Shocks the World After Failed Dope Test," and in this they have mentioned very clearly though about what meldonium is. So they've said that it's a circulation boosting drug, and it's used to treat heart ailments, and it's said that it's not approved by the US regulators. And they've very nicely covered about meldonium, and then they've given a little, she had this press conference yesterday, so they've given a quote that she said yesterday, that I know that with this I face consequences and I don't want to end my career this way. That's what she's saying.
Exactly, Soumya. The other big story, like, which has come yesterday only, is just government has buried EPF tax. I am holding this Business Standard, and this Frontline carries this story. So after a lot of hue and cry, after the budget, this particular year's budget was announced, this EPF would be taxed. So this story is also having a cartoon by I. Mohanty. So it's showing this how this EPF, the savings for the employers, and this finance minister holding a scissors in his hands. So this thing shows that how he was, this particular step taken by the government to tax the EPF, how this was taking a huge toll on the savings of the people. So, and moreover, this particular article also explains in detail that how this entire debate about EPF taxation and also highlights it also highlights the brief structure of this general budget of 2016.
Yeah.
So I hope this story is also covered in the
it's there in the Indian Express also. So it's written as the first rollback about whatever is happening in the budget, whatever he announced in the budget. And in this, however, it's taken a very political angle. It said EPF tax killed, Didi Rahul feast on it. And then there are some tweets that Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee have made, that the finally government was forced to listen to people and roll back the patently unfair tax on EPF. Attempt to tax the safety net of millions of hardworking middle class people was morally wrong and shows government's mindset. Also, Mamata Banerjee has also said, victory for the common people, happy that we were the first to raise this issue. Good. And then there's this lovely, as usual, Amul has done it again. This is a lovely cartoon, India's cup of tea. And because India, Asia's favorite, as they won the Asia Cup. It's a lovely cartoon.
So Soumya, another story which is making headlines right now is the scams, this poll bound states. Again, Times of India. Times of India is having this good article that the 4 states which are going to have elections this particular year, how come the politicians over there like Kerala, Bengal, Assam, and these states even Pondicherry. So these 4 states, how come what has been the real picture of corruption over there? How come the incumbent government over there and the ministers holding different portfolios are having disproportionate property over there, and this particular small column, this carries this entire news about the role of corruption being played by the role of corruption in this upcoming political election campaign over there.
I just want to show one lovely cartoon.
Related to same political stories, even this BJP in Kerala, how come Kerala has all of a sudden, this scene of UDF and this Congress, the alliance has come under threat, and this BJP is gaining grounds in Kerala, Soumya. So this is something big story for us. BJP is gaining grounds in Kerala. So this is really a thing to worry for the incumbent government sitting there, that is of UDF and Congress.
Yes.
So what do you have, Soumya?
There's this cartoon, Vijay Mallya and his airplane, it's like a fish, the bones of a fish, and the banks are like birds that are feasting on that fish. It's a beautiful cartoon by Surendra.
So now Soumya, switching over to magazines, we see in last 1 week this entire story of Headley confessions and all going on. So but then this magazine I am holding is Outlook, and this article is like carrying very good information about how Ishrat Jahan case was like used as a political gimmick by both the political parties. And I would like to highlight this thing, that how this G.K. Pillai, who was the former Home Secretary Director in Adani Ports and Special Economic Zones, he has mentioned that how the intelligence agencies they already knew that this particular encounter case was all forged and this was like this planned out. And moreover, we also see this P. Chidambaram. P. Chidambaram is trying to justify how he had filed the second affidavit, and he is also trying to like give explanation what was wrong with the first affidavit over here. And the best part of the story is that the Ishrat Jahan mother, see this particular image, Ishrat Jahan's mother, how properly she like described this entire story as what if she was your child. She also mentions that the government, whether it's Congress or BJP, they always highlight this particular issue. I would like to highlight this particular paragraph, that she says that जब चाहा केस उछाला, जब चाहा भूल गए. So this particular thing is this shows the approach of the government, whether it's Congress or BJP, the approach is almost the same.
Yeah.
That they just use these incidents as a political gimmick to like cash on in the opportunity. So Soumya, what do you have?
So I have the Sports Star, the World Cup T20. It started yesterday, and they have covered this. These this time there are these 8 teams, which will be out of them 2. The qualifying teams will be joining the top 8 teams. Then they'll become the Super 10.
So there will be qualifying matches for the
qualifying matches. So yesterday it was Zimbabwe versus Hong Kong. So Zimbabwe won, and the other one was
it was Hong Kong, Afghanistan,
and okay, yeah. So this takes a look at each of the 8 teams. So this talks Group A Bangladesh. I think in Group A Bangladesh is definitely going to be the winner, because recently in the Asia Cup also
going by the current form, Bangladesh have performed
really
so
doing well. Exactly, the new captains. And so there's this photo talks about the key men: Nasir Hussain, Shakib Al Hassan, and Mustafizur Rahman. And also with Mashrafe Mortaza's captaincy, Bangladesh has really blossomed. And then they talk about Ireland and Oman. It's the first time that Oman is participating in the...
It's good to see new teams coming up.
Exactly. And that's the one good thing about T20, because it really makes way for new countries to participate. That's the beauty of the T20. Then it talks about Netherlands and Scotland. Scotland can also be a interesting team. I mean,
Scotland can be considered as a dark horse. Like last year also, in last World Cup's edition, like they performed really well. They gave a tough competition to the big shots like they say Australia, South Africa also. Even England, Scotland defeated England and they just knocked them out of this World Cup.
Exactly. And last time they really gave a scare to the New Zealand also. That New Zealand were the hosts last year. So they talk about Afghanistan and Hong Kong and Zimbabwe.
So Soumya, another big story which is making the headlines is the World Culture this festival being organized in Delhi. So almost all the newspapers are carrying this story, and so this story is how this this event organized by Art of Living, which is an organization run by Sri Ravi Shankar, how this is going to affect this Yamuna plains, flood plains. And this article covers properly how there has been the rules of this National Green Tribunal and the environmental laws have been flouted openly and blatantly, and also we see this thing that how the Indian Army, I would like to highlight this thing. Indian Army, they were used to come up with the temporary bridges for this event. So this has also been brought under question, this particular thing.
Almost 120 soldiers.
So this thing has been big question in front of Defence Minister and the ruling government.
We'll be having a discussion about this in a short while, so viewers stay tuned. And the Quint has an article about it's taking a different view of the Maria Sharapova doping case. So it's saying that mistake or not, tennis needs to be ruthless with Maria Sharapova, because she is, you know, there's a loophole that when she took it at that time, this meldonium was added to the list only in 2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
So she says that sorry, she's saying sorry, I didn't know about it. But the point is that she should be banned. Just because she's such a big star, you can't let it go.
We also have tweets of various past players, like they have been advocating that even though Maria Sharapova might have consumed this particular substance by mistake, but then still offense is offense, and no such kind of offense would be accepted in the world of sports.
Exactly. See, Martina Navratilova, she tweeted that Sharapova announces that she failed doping test. Hope this gets cleared up, as it seems to me to be an honest mistake. I mean, how can taking a banned drug be an honest mistake?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I said, that this particular act wouldn't be tolerated on any grounds. So moving on to another story which, like, it captures this entire political environment in the country right now. This particular story on Scroll. The headline is From Didi and Amma to Migration and Solar Panels. A look at the coming polls in 4 states. So this particular article, covers this entire story of this political campaign going on in these states, and this also explains how when the election dates were announced by the election commissioner right now, just a few days back, how come these sitting governments in these states, they have brought in changes, like they are trying to reshuffle the government, the ministries, etc. They are trying to woo the voters at the last moment. So this it has covered section wise. It has started with Tamil Nadu and then it also went on to Assam and Kerala. It also goes on to so this particular story, it gives us a clear picture that how the election campaigns gonna be shaped this particular year in all these 5 states.
Google has done it again. Today is Clara Rockmore's birthday, and they have a great doodle. So as you click on it, you know, she was a very famous musician. She played the theremin.
Yeah, she was also in controversy because of her marriage issues and all.
Actually, Louis Theremin wanted to marry her, and she married this Rockmore fellow. Do you want to try this? Try again.
Yeah, it's every day, on every special occasion, Google comes out with some different doodles. So
exactly. Yesterday they had the Women's Day doodle. I think we weren't able to play it yesterday, so we've downloaded it. The viewers can have a quick look at the doodle.
Yeah. This particular article by Quint, this covers this entire day's story, whatever were making headlines yesterday. It starts with cheers to all ladies, since yesterday we had International Women's Day. So the first thing was this, and the second one, this government finally holds back EPF tax. So this, I mean, the best part of this article is that it covers this entire day's events in at one place, that what all things are making news. This Sri Ravi Shankar, this event.